everyone. My name is Flo Nicholas. I'm a tech startup founder, and I'm also host of Get Tech Smart. And I am really happy to be part of the LinkedIn Accelerator Technology and Innovation Program. As part of the program, I want to feature women and minorities around the world who are what I consider the underdog, the unseen, people who are making incredible contributions to technology that deserve a spotlight. So today I am really excited. Since this is global, I am flying, well, virtually to Africa. And my guest today is Leah Molatseli. So Leah, thank you so much for being here. I completely appreciate it. Well, we're here together virtually. And guess what? We're coordinated today. We're matching.
I know.
So
when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, we're on the same wavelength.
We're on the same wavelength, and you and I are in the same kind of legal tech community, but you are deeper into the community than I am right now. Right now, you're the head of business development at Legal Interact. So we need to learn more about your journey into legal tech.
Perfect. It's so weird. I mean, I'm a lawyer, and I was in a law firm, and it just wasn't working for me. So on fateful September, I'm like, bye, see you.
Yeah, great resignation in Africa, right?
And then I decided to start my own startup. We really were doing quite well, but at some point, things happen, and I had to make a decision, whether, and by the way, which is actually also a factor when it comes to the support or the lack of support that women get in the tech space. But anyway, that's a topic for another time. In any event, I came at an impasse where I needed to decide, okay, so you are obsessed with legal tech, and you need to marry that with the ability to feed your kids. So I'm like, dude, I'm not going to start from scratch. I don't have the time anymore. My oldest twins, within 5 years, they're going to university. So, dude, dreams can only take you so far. So I'm like, okay, let me get a job. So I DM'd my current boss on LinkedIn. I'm like, hey, I'm transitioning from the startup world and I want to get back into corporate. And yeah, literally I DM'd him on Sunday. Thursday, I was hired and I literally moved. So I've rooted my entire life from Bloemfontein, which is a very small town in South Africa, to Johannesburg. And I'm sure everyone knows Joburg. And yeah, it's been over a year and 1 month being here. And I'm learning a lot. So as head of business development, I've been charged with actually scaling us, because they've been around for like 40 years and they reimagined their products to include in-house teams. And that's a different conversation. The type of hurdles that you get in terms of the type of sales that you make also need different type of strategies. And they also wanted to go beyond just South Africa. So enter Leah. Because in the 5 years that I had the startup, I've been doing a lot of things, which meant that I was literally everywhere. So the partnership actually serves both of us well, because I get to do what I love, and I also get to travel and I get to meet people. But more than anything, I am literally, I think, sort of living my dream in the sense that I am using all of the skills that I've learned, from being a lawyer, marketing, in business. If you're not marketing, if they don't know about you, networking, traveling across the continent. So for me, that is very important, particularly because I'm insanely passionate about African legal technology solutions, because I believe we're actually amazing.
Right. And you bring up so many amazing points about just your career, which a lot of women can resonate with who are in the tech scene. Now, what exactly is the shape of legal technology in Africa? Do you think that the African legal tech sector is getting the attention that it deserves?
From an attention perspective, I don't think so, but purely because of where the market is. But we're actually getting there. I mean, when you think about it, there are ecosystem builders like SALT, the South African Legal Technology Network, that's started. So things like that are coming up that didn't exist when I started. Because I started this journey back in 2017, and it was so lonely. Literally, the only people I'd be reaching out to, and I'm sure you know him, like Colin, everyone else that in my eyes seemed a bit ahead and could actually give me some form of insight, because shockingly enough, lawyers are stubborn everywhere.
Right.
The cultural barriers to tech adoption are the same everywhere, irrespective of where you are. And the thinking around how we can actually innovate, how we can create efficiencies for lawyers, irrespective of whether they're in law firms or in-house teams, the challenges are the same everywhere, and so for me, what I'm seeing now is actually wonderful. We're getting a lot more law tech startups, those guys that are focused in the justice sector. Then obviously you get the strictly legal tech solutions like us in terms of what we're doing at Legal Interact. But there's a lot of startups that are also coming through. And that for me is very encouraging, because it shows that, also the market is saying we need something different,
Yeah. And how are you getting involved into kind of, getting that spotlight, shining on Africa? I know you're really busy and you do a lot of traveling, and you've gotten a lot of attention so far. I mean, a recognition from the American Bar Association, as well as from ILTA. I mean, you're really in a position where you are being a disruptor in the legal tech sector in Africa. So what else are you doing to kind of get the buzz going on of the importance of helping to accelerate the growth of the African legal tech sector?
Thank you. Actually don't think I'm doing enough, because there's so much work to be done, and because I've seen the impact that really legal tech has, not only on myself as a professional, but also within the industry itself. So what I do, for example, look, everyone has their core mission. I think mine is legal tech, and I realized that it's not a solo journey. So beyond the startup, beyond my daily job as head of BD, I write a lot, I tweet a lot, and then I also lecture. So
Yeah,
I'll
I
go to
see you
these
on Twitter,
lectures.
so I know that.
Yeah. So I'm also one of the guest lecturers at the University of Cape Town, where I actually build and create and also give classes on legal tech and innovation. And I'm also part of the Global Legal Tech Hub Advisory Board. I also stood for the Global Legal Tech Consortium.
Okay, wait a minute. And you just said you're not doing enough, because you're just listed like so many things already. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot.
I don't know, maybe it's the overachiever, the perfectionist, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But when that little fire inside you and you feel like, geez, things are not moving fast enough, things are not. So that's why you find me, it looks like I'm doing a million things, but it's actually all centered around one thing, around helping amplify African legal tech.
Yeah. Well, I love what you're doing. And what will be the one piece of advice that you would give to a woman, especially a woman of color who's looking to get into legal tech, especially in Africa?
Do it afraid, do it anyway. Right now, I can say that it's lonely, but it's not as lonely as it used to be, because you have people like me, you have people like Linda Bonyo in Kenya, you have Aduche in Nigeria, you have people like Narushka, who are actually sort of out there too, and you don't have to go through it alone, but there's some spaces where you'll actually be the only one that looks like you, and it's okay. Just keep going, because the more that you do, just by simply existing and literally pursuing your passion, it's like you give other people, permission to do exactly the same thing who look like you. So it can be lonely, but do it scared anyway.
Do it scared, don't stop. I know the feeling of how you show up and you're the only one, but you keep your head up, you walk in with confidence, and you blow them away by knowing what you're talking about, because now they're going to want to be around you, right? They're going to want to learn
Exactly.
more, and they're going to want to, do business with you and invite you to more networking events. So, well, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. I love everything that you're doing. You're incredible. You motivate me when I see all the wonderful things you're doing. So I can only imagine other people around the world, and women and minorities right in Africa that probably look up to you. So keep going. Keep going.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you for accepting. I think, again, there are so many underdogs around the world that deserve a feature, and I don't want you to be alone. So you're not alone. We are watching you, and you're doing a great job. Okay, so keep going.
Thank
So
you.
you are so welcome, and thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode of what I'm calling Get Tech Smart Global Explosion, which is going to be a 6-week LinkedIn Accelerator Program Technology and Innovation webinar, putting a spotlight on women and minorities around the world who are just slaying.